Picture two photographs, a man and his dog, both young. The photo was taken 10 years ago, both of them looking at the camera. Now the second photograph. The dog is older now. His muzzle has gone gray, but this time he is alone, waiting by the door, eyes fixed on it. The man is not in this frame, but the dog is still waiting. You have seen this scene before. Maybe it was a neighbor's dog, maybe a friend's, maybe it happened in your own home, and when you saw it, you felt something. Today we are going to look at the truth behind that feeling with the help of science, because what is happening inside that dog's brain runs so much deeper than we ever imagined. Welcome to Dog Mind Code. By the end of this video, you will understand the psychology behind a dog's waiting, and you will never see it the same way again. Do dogs feel loss? Science spent years looking for an answer to that question, and the old answer was this: animals do not feel emotions, they only become conditioned. If the owner is gone, that conditioning has been disrupted. Disrupted conditioning gets rebuilt, and the animal moves on. That was partly true, but it was deeply incomplete, because conditioning theory could not explain this. Why do some dogs still run to the door at the sound of footsteps months after their owner has died? Why do they find their owner's clothing, seek it out, and lie down on top of it? Why do they stare in the direction of the old house after moving somewhere new? This is not something learned. This is a search, and that search is grief in its most primal form. Neuroscientist Gregory Burns from Emory University placed dogs inside an fMRI machine and scanned their brains. The finding was striking. Every stimulus that reminded the dog of its owner activated the caudate nucleus. This is the exact same region that activates in humans when we see someone we love, when an expected reward arrives, when we return to someone we trust. This is not just a reflex, this is emotional recognition. So the dog knows its owner, not just who they are, but how they make you feel, how they walk, even how they are quiet. This knowledge was built slowly, over years, and then one day, that knowledge receives no response, and the brain keeps searching for it. Dogs do not experience time the way we do. We remember the past, we imagine the future, but for a dog, the world is made entirely of right now. So when their owner disappears, the dog's mind does not form the thought, he is gone forever. Instead, the dog experiences this: he will be here soon, and that waiting never ends. A sound at the door. The dog lifts its head, thinks it might be footsteps, jumps up, but no one comes, and the loop runs again, and again, because the dog's brain is not built to understand absence. It is built to wait for return. This is why some dogs still run to the door months later. This is not an inability to forget. This is still waiting. So what is grief exactly? Science defines grief like this: when someone you are deeply bonded to is gone, an overwhelming emotional response takes over. You search for them, you believe they will come back, and your body stays on alert. Now apply that to a dog, searching for them, following their scent, waiting at the door, moving through the house room by room, the feeling that he will be here soon, feeling hope at the smallest sound, running to the door at every noise of arrival, the body changing, not eating, not sleeping, either total restlessness or total silence. The species is different, but the feeling is the same. Science shows this clearly. 3 out of every 4 dogs show these behaviors. This is not an exception, this is the majority. But the neuroscience does not stop there. The deepest part is just beginning. Research from Linköping University had already shown this. The long-term stress hormone levels of a dog and its owner become synchronized over time. If the owner is calm, the dog is calm. If the owner carries chronic stress, the dog carries it too. And the direction of that synchronization was clear. The owner's hormonal profile was shaping the dog's hormonal profile. Now combine that with this question: what happens when you are gone? Your dog's nervous system spent years calibrating itself to one specific person, to the rhythm of that person's breathing, to the sound of their footsteps, to their body heat, to the quality of the silence between them during long evenings together. And one day that signal cuts off. The nervous system goes looking for it, cannot find it, looks again, still nothing. What else would you call that? Now we come to the least talked about part. Do dogs actually understand loss? Or more precisely, do they know what has happened? Researchers from Eötvös-Loránd University applied Ainsworth's attachment test protocols to dogs. The finding was this: 61% of dogs showed a secure attachment profile, almost exactly the same proportion found in human infants. What does secure attachment mean? When the person you are bonded to leaves the room, stress increases. When they return, it settles, and their presence directly shapes your capacity to face everything else in the world. What happens when a mother disappears from a baby's world? The same thing: searching, waiting, and the collapse that comes when the expectation is never met. When a dog loses its owner, the brain runs the same protocol because the same attachment system is operating, and that system does not know where the owner went. All it knows is this: he should be here, and he is not. There is also a physical dimension to this, and it is one that most people never think about. A dog and its owner, who have lived together for many years, share the same environment. They breathe the same air. They adjust to the same sounds. They live inside the same routines. And a dog's scent memory is far more powerful than a human's. The owner's scent has been absorbed into everything in the house, into the couch, into the bedding, into clothing, even into the dog's own fur, through years of physical contact. When the owner is gone, that scent continues to exist for a while, and the dog follows it. He used to lie here. His scent is here, but where is he? He used to sit there. His scent is there, but he is gone. He was here this morning. He cannot have gone so quickly. And every day the scent fades a little more, and every day the brain processes a little more of this. He is not coming back. This understanding does not arrive all at once. It comes in pieces, and each piece hurts again. Do all dogs respond to loss the same way? No. And this difference matters enormously. Research identifies 3 distinct grief responses in dogs. The first is the searching dog. This dog does not stop. It is constantly moving, sniffing doors, looking for belongings, reacting to every sound, not eating, not sleeping, waiting in a state of readiness, as if the owner could walk back in at any moment. The second is withdrawal. This dog does the opposite. It retreats to a corner. It stops moving. It does not eat, but it is not searching either. It simply waits, and inside that waiting there is a very deep silence. The third is seeking a new bond. This dog turns toward the other people or animals remaining in the home. It attaches to someone it previously showed little interest in. This dog still wants to form connection. Because the attachment system is still active, it is just looking for somewhere to direct itself. Which of these is healthiest? The third one. Because the attachment system keeps functioning, it finds a new object. The first and second responses point to a longer grieving period, and sometimes that period goes on for a very long time. A study conducted in Italy in 2016 systematically documented the behavior of dogs who had lost their owner. The findings were these: 85% of dogs showed at least one clearly identifiable grief behavior. 32% played significantly less. 29% showed reduced overall activity. 16% experienced disrupted sleep patterns, and the most striking finding was this: the duration of these behaviors was directly proportional to how many years the dog had spent with its owner. A dog who had been together with its owner for 10 years grieved for significantly longer than one who had been together for 2 years. This makes complete sense, because the bond built over 10 years runs so much deeper than the one built over 2, and the loss of a deep bond leaves a deep emptiness. Now I want to tell you something very important. If a dog in your life has experienced this kind of loss, or if this is your own dog, the biggest mistake that can be made is this: acting like nothing happened, saying he was just an animal, saying he will get over it on his own, trying to fill the gap as quickly as possible, because this grief is real and it does pass with time. But for it to pass with time, it first needs to be seen. Researchers recommend this: keep the routine, mealtime, walk time, sleep schedule. These are signals to the dog that the world still exists. And most importantly, physical presence, not distance but closeness, not words but being there. And above everything, patience. When the person they loved is gone, something enormous empties out inside them. And filling that emptiness takes time. Now let us complete the picture. When a dog loses the person it loves, what happens inside? Everything that years together built, that recognition, is left without a response, and there is no answer anymore. The brain enters searching mode. It waits for a return, but no answer ever comes. The nervous system loses its regulator. It tries to find its own balance, and that process is not easy at all. The scents still make him feel present, but every day they fade a little more. And gradually something shifts. The brain begins to learn adaptation. New sounds enter, new bonds are formed, but that original bond does not leave. Never. Science showed this clearly. Even when that person is no longer alive, the brain still responds in the same way. So the dog does not forget. It simply keeps living. But that mark never disappears. You are a mark inside your dog's brain, not just in memories, in the nervous system itself. And even without you, that mark continues to exist. Now I want to leave you with something small but very important. One day, everything you are living right now will be a memory. The walks that feel ordinary right now, the moments he meets you at the door, the evenings he sits quietly beside you, all of it. Because for a dog, time moves differently. Your years are his entire life, and you are not just a part of that life. You are the center of it. What he feels when he sees you today will become what he remembers tomorrow. And one day, those memories will be all that remains. But here is the real truth. You are affecting him so much more deeply than you realize. Not just his days, his brain, his behavior, his emotions, and yes, even the world he will live in after you are gone. So maybe the question worth asking yourself is this: what kind of mark am I leaving in him today? Because that mark will one day be the only thing he has to hold on to. If this video helped you see your dog a little differently, you are not alone. Here we are working together to understand the things dogs tell us every single day that we so often miss. And now, the next step. Because if a dog's loss runs this deep, then the beginning matters just as much. In our next video, we are looking at what is happening inside the mind of a puppy, how they perceive the world, and how that very first bond with you takes shape. Because everything begins there. Dog mind code. They can't tell you, but they are always showing you. And now, you are starting to see it.